Hello everyone, I'm Savar, and this video is rated R by sane people everywhere due to explicit content contained within the video. Now, that said, let's get on with this. I'm Savar. Yes. Why am I wearing this? Because, well, quite frankly, I need to try to keep my identity a secret because I'm going to be offending a lot of you, and well, the less people know, the better off I am. Now, with that said, let's begin the rants of the Sane Crazy Man. Now, a lot of you are pretty much, well, how can I put this? Dumb when it comes to some things. And don't worry, I'm going to be very offensive in this, and if I don't get to you this time, I'll probably get to you next time. It doesn't mean that I hate anyone in particular. I'm an equal opportunity hater. I hate everybody equally. Now, why is it important to read everything and think before you proceed? Well, trust me, that's this video blog for y'all. Okay, this goes out to everyone, not just guys, but girls as well. Why is it important to read everything on a website before you do or say something stupid? Because you can take a lot out of context. A lot of people I know tend to run their mouths before they take a moment or three to think about what they're saying or digest information properly. Don't believe me? Oh, please, don't believe me. Read some comments on your friends' posts on Facebook or even on Twitter, where they get into arguments with others and then end up apologizing because they took what was said out of context. How many times has that happened? I know I've seen it happen a lot. Statistics show that 76% of people tend to speak before they think when replying to comments because they took something out of context. I know that's insane to think that many people out there are that crazy like that, and I'm not immune to it all the time either. Hell, I've done it myself on more than one occasion. Thus the point of this. Take, for instance, I have a friend who deals with depression, but he hates to take all those antidepressant meds because it says it makes him feel artificial and he can't deal with that feeling. So in order to help him, I decided to take a look for more natural ways at combating depression. Well, I found a lot of things. There are things that you can take, change your diet to stuff that can help inhibit depression. Hell, even things you can do to avoid depression. Well, I decided to look at the things you can do to help avoid depression. After reading a bit, I saw something I found to be quite humorous. Having sex more often helps reduce and even prevent depression. Porkin' less depression. Porkin' depression away. Yeah! I don't know about you, but I'd like to fuck my depression away. I decided to read a bit more into the article to see the scientific side of this. Hey, who doesn't like having more sex than maybe a nun? But I'm always curious to look at the scientific side of anything as well because it fascinates me. Well, after reading about how it stimulates the pleasure center of the brain and endorphins and more stuff, I got to a part that made me wish I investigated what side I was on a bit more before I read the following. Now, here's a disclaimer, folks. Let me say this right now. I have no ill feelings about your sexual preferences. In fact, I don't care if you're gay, straight, or you're still human beings. My preference is that I'm straight and I prefer women. And to set the record proper, I have gay and bi friends that are cool people. I'm glad to call them friends. Just wanted to get that out before anyone takes what's about to be said the wrong way, because people love to jump to conclusions. You know what? There's $1 million idea. A jump to conclusions mat. Oh wait, I got that from Office Space. Oh well. Anyway, back to the blog. Semen contains natural hormones that when absorbed act as antidepressants so that more sex you have, the less depressed you will be. Wait, what? There was going to be no way in hell myself or my friend were going to be having sex with guys for an antidepressant. I was pissed off at myself for thinking I was on a gay men's website looking for information. I'm not saying that gay men don't know anything, but the thought of the information made me a bit unsettled, and I think I said ew a few thousand times. Well, As my mind works, I had to share this information with my friend to get a laugh out of it myself when he had the same reaction to me, when he has the same reaction to me as to this information. So I started looking at the page more and saw there was information about yeast infections and pregnancy and all sorts of other female-related health issues. Oops. Not a gay men's health website. It was a women's health website. Now, even worse for me because I came to a conclusion without thinking or taking the time to read, and I overreacted to something I should not have been looking at in the first place. The fact I had to place a disclaimer before I finished with what I was going to say is a prime example of people overreacting to something. Admit it, you would have jumped to conclusions to what I said if I had not posted a disclaimer before I said it, and placed it at the end of this blog. As I said, 76% of you would have, because you didn't watch on, or even read on. Now, granted, what I said really did happen, and I get a laugh out of it now that it's been a few hours, but it got me to thinking how many other people do the same. They say to err is human, and yes, it should be... what can I say? Yes, it is, but to be stupid is lack of intelligence. We're not all perfect and make mistakes. It's what we do, but when you start taking advantage of the few mistakes you're allowed to make, it makes you stupid. Take, for instance, the following statement. Your sleeping on the couch is a threat to me and abusing the couch. I can't make this shit up, folks. Although, I did paraphrase there a bit, but how can be using a couch normally be abuse? How can it be a threat to someone if you're asleep? When I got told this statement, I could hardly believe that anyone would utter such a sentence. That's another prime example of not thinking before you speak. Don't think that intoxication was involved either. That guy was stone sober when he said that. You can't use intoxication as an excuse either for your lack of thinking before you speak either. When you're constantly drunk, you are not thinking. I know this firsthand. I've had enough sense to think before I drank and stop being constantly drunk. I still drink, but not to the excess of what I used to be like. Trust me. I talk from experience on this. You can't say either, well, I've got a short fuse. That's your admission to saying, I don't think. If you took the time to think when you would not have such a short fuse. Well, I have anger problems. Again, you would not be so angry if you stop, breathe, and think. Stress can also play a big part in anger and not thinking. If you want to relieve that stress, then as many sites suggest, have sex more often. You know, sex releases a lot of endorphins that are proved to relieve stress, and semen has hormones that act as antidepressants. I had to say that one more time. I guess the moral to all this is think before you speak. If you didn't get that the several times I said it in this video blog, then please remove yourself from the gene pool. And thank you. So feel free to post your questions, comments, overreaction, hate comments, whatever makes you happy in the space provided below by this fine website. Bullshit. Bullshit. Must be coming up with a cold or something because, wow. I said this fine, but bullshit. I must be allergic to bullshit. I hope you enjoyed the video blog. And remember, folks, as I said, everything is said to be part of entertainment. I'm Savar of Marsha Radio X. And remember, my opinions are my opinions alone and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else affiliated with MRX Entertainment, Marsha Radio X, or sane people around the world. Just remember, folks, I'm crazy. That's why I'm wearing this. Because I don't want you to come kick my ass for what I say. Enjoy!